So we're going to factor with complex numbers. So remember, an imaginary number is a number that when squared gives you a negative result. We represent it with this value of I. Okay, so over here is I. So it is equal to the square root of a -1. I can't have a square root of a negative number. It doesn't make sense because a negative times a negative is a positive. So we have this whole concept of that. So I is equal to the square root of this -1 value. So now if I go over here and I think about I squared, that means I have two I values. So that means square root of a -1 times the square root of a -1. Well, I have the same thing underneath, so that gives me the value of a -1. So this is what it's telling me. If I have a number that when squared, I squared, is going to give me a result of a -1 value back out. So I cubed is the same thing as going I times I squared. So I squared is a -1, so that just gives me a -I. And then if I have I to the fourth, I get I squared times I squared. So that's a -1 times a -1, which will give you a +1. So I to the fourth is equal to a +1.